new equipment across forklifts, tractors, yard tractors, and within our Modesto operation. We put a deposit down for 100 Tesla units when they first announced, and these will be some of the first 15 units that we put into operation here in Modesto as part of the grant program. Our average distribution range is about 400 miles. So these are designed, and we're continuing to work with Tesla and partnering with getting it to the right range. But we believe that this technology will meet our needs in our distribution network. So we have new technology that we don't operate today, and then we are replacing older diesel technology with new battery electric or near zero emission natural gas.
One of the semi's largest entities that has placed orders has started to move in another direction given the long delays in delivery of the semi. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Thanks once again for joining us. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're a repeat visitor, welcome back. We also want to thank our Patreon supporters. If you enjoy the show and like more information on better investing and trading, please join us on Patreon. We also wanted to note that this is a copyrighted broadcast. As you just saw, we kind of revisited some video we had of the Modesto Bee introducing Tesla to us and sort of what's going on at the Pepsi plant. This morning I had a chance to briefly talk with an executive at a large company that does beverages, and they have one of the largest orders in for Tesla Semi. What he explained was that in general they love the product, but the problem is that the length of time required thus far to get a hold of the vehicles has continued to extend to the degree to which they've decided that it might be time to start moving in another direction. So this is kind of disappointing, but not a surprise, given that we're 3 or 4 years behind when we're supposed to see it in action. We are starting to see some prototyping or testing of vehicles, but the other problem that pops up with this is you'll note that the testing that's being done currently is at a facility that's a Frito-Lay facility, not a Pepsi facility, or an entity that might move large amounts of beverages that are a lot heavier than snacks. So it looks as though the efforts that California is making to try to build the amount of electric vehicles being used to deliver goods on a daily basis from these manufacturing plants to reduce pollution is sort of limping along because of the semi delays. So, you know, I guess the answer to this whole thing is how and when will the semi start rolling in large enough quantities so all of the early adopters can get their test copies and put them into action. The answer is that it seems to rely on the 4680 being delivered so that the semi can use those. But the production that's happening right now, based on Elon sending those for Model Y production in Austin, limits the number of units that are available for the semi. So I think this is an unfortunate development. On one hand, you could say, hey, this is kind of bad news. They are in fact testing the vehicle, which is good, but it'd be great to see them be able to get sort of scale quantities ASAP so they can implement this vehicle. Another thing I wanted to note to you is that part of the expansion in implementation can be found in the fact that Packard's vehicles or electric, if you will, smaller truck is being featured here, but we also have testing going on for hydrogen fuel cells or hydrogen fuel cells as Elon Musk has called them in the past. So I think, again, I do believe this is unfortunate. It looks as though, from the general look that's coming from folks who've ordered the vehicle already, they think it'll happen, but it delivering the ability to move freight that is as heavy as can be hauled by a regular semi seems to be in question, given the amount of weight that it has been made available to be handled currently. So I'd have to say that I'm a big fan of the semi. As you know, 25% of the pollution out there for combustion engine comes from a large percentage, a way larger percentage of the pollution that comes from a smaller count of vehicles is part of the reason why we're looking forward to making this switch to the semi. In this case, it looks like this might be somewhat of a losing proposition for the company, and I do feel it's unfortunate, but hopefully we can accelerate the speed with which we get this semi on the road. We also, bottom line, look forward to comments you might have on this, and we actually look forward to more of these vehicles being delivered so we can get those results. For our, this is the close of our sort of brief update on what's going on with the semi. I also wanted to note to you that for today's update, we're demoing a stretching exercise presented by a physical therapist that I think you'll find helpful in terms of expanding the range of stretching that you might do. At any rate, please take a view. Thanks once again for joining us. This is Greg for Teslafaninsight. Just driven over French, Lehithro, Hebrew, Hoda, Hapez, Farsi, Trazice, Russian, Nihao Ma, Chinese, Konbanwa, Japanese, Heido, Swedish, G'day, Australia, and in Jamaica we say enough respect, walk good man. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, and bye for now.
It's Renew Physiotherapy.
Great. So Mark, every day we do a different exercise, and just wondered what you recommend that people do every day relative to the back.
If you could only do one exercise, what I would do would be to put your hands on your back like this, do a back bend, nice and easy, 10 times.
Okay.
And that will counteract all of the bending forward that we do throughout the day, whether it's sitting at the computer, sitting in the car, bending forward to get things and pick it up. Even when we sleep at night, people tend to curl up and bend forward. Doing just this nice, easy stretch 10 times, 4 to 5 times a day will get your back healthy.
And your Renew Physiotherapy.
Renew Physiotherapy.
You also recommend the Cobra, where you're laying on your
stretch would be great, where you're laying on the ground and you push on up like this. And that'll help stretch out your spine.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mark.